I think the first 20 minutes probably mirrored last weekend's first probably 20 to 30 minutes, where we, and the only difference is probably Austin scored 2 and Chicago didn't. And once we got through that first 20 to 30 minutes, we felt we just settled down a little bit. But you can't give teams the chances that we got with bad concentration. We know that we've got some young players in the team that are going to take time to gel in, and they're learning. They've got to learn fast, and they've got to learn on the job. You know, there's no protecting them in any way, because they've got to go out there and they've got to play, and we've got every confidence and belief in them. So what we said to them at the end, that there was another steep learning curve for us, and this league teaches you lessons when you don't concentrate and you lose discipline, and that's what happened. And we got to half time at 2-0, and we concentrated all at half time about how we could get back in the game. And I felt as if we just needed one goal. Again, we came out, it was a poor mistake, and they scored. And then we got the goal that I thought would take us forward. There's some really good play. Robert Taylor, Lassiter, Campagna, Gonzalo was starting to cause problems. And we just needed composure. We just needed somebody to put the foot on the ball and compose. And I felt we were 200 miles an hour. I felt we were too rushed. And we got punished. We got punished again with 2 goals, 2 poor mistakes again. So it's a steep learning curve for this new team, but we have every belief and confidence in them. And we need to rectify some of the things that we saw today in terms of the mistakes that we made.
If you have a question in the room, please raise your hand. We'll get started with Michelle Kaufman of Miami Herald, then Franco Panisa of the Sun Sentinel. Go ahead, Michelle.
Hey, Phil.
Michelle.
Hi. I guess I just want to ask you about, both of these teams were the teams that had trouble scoring last season, your team and Austin. And somehow they're now, they've scored 10 goals in 2 games. What do you think, what's been the biggest difference? Is it just that you guys have had to have so many new players? I mean, what do you think that they've done to improve? And what do you guys need to do to try to get more balls in the back of the net?
Well, I'd say that when you think about the 10 goals, I mean, full credit, they've scored 10 goals in 2 games, which is a tremendous feat. Looking back at the Cincinnati game and our game, there's probably 7 or 8 poor defensive errors in both games, and not taking away anything from Austin, because I thought their front players were really good. They were decisive, they were clinical, and they've invested heavily in that part of the pitch, and that's why they get the rewards that they do. I have felt that we've, particularly in the second half against Chicago, that we've been creating chances. For me, the disappointment today was that we didn't stick to what we've been working on all week, what we've been working on all pre-season, about the shape, the discipline, the compactness of the team. All of a sudden, when you go a goal down, you've got to remain in the game for as long as possible and keep that discipline and shape. And we started to do individual things, and that cost us. And yes, we had a new back 3 against Chicago. We had a new back 3 again today, with Breck stepping into the back 3. So we've only had 3 days to work on both back 3s. So that's something that we just got to get used to. There's going to be no Ian Frey. Damien Lowe's probably going to be out for another 10 days. So we're going to have to learn fast. And we've got players in that back 3 who have got a lot of talent, but are young and learning. And it's not just the back 3 though. We've got to defend from the front, and the whole team has got to be better in that aspect of our play.
Next question, Franco, and Mikey Pasquale.
Thanks, Rafa. Phil, what went into the thinking of sticking with the 5-man backline, especially, and it's not on one player, but especially with Breck, who's not a natural center back? Why stick with the back 5? Obviously, in the first half, there were a lot of issues, especially down that left side, in behind with Noah, and I mean, it's on the whole defense, not just on any one player. But why stick with the back 5? Especially with one player out of position.
Well, I think we'd worked on it all week, and we'd worked for the last 6 weeks on obviously a back 5, back 3, and Breck had done really well in the week. He got good experience. He's played there before. It's not as if it's a new position for him. With being left-footed, we felt as if he would give us even more balance, and Chris McVeigh would go over to the right, which is his stronger position. And we just wanted some consistency and continuity in terms of building on what we got against Chicago, which we were really pleased with. So that was the reason we stuck with it. Breck, we felt would give the back three some experience, with Damien out. And really, Brett probably wasn't the problem in terms of the shape or the compactness of the team. He did okay, Brett, today. So we just wanted consistency and continuity.
We'll do the last two questions. Mike Pasquale, Jose.
Thank you, Rafa. Hello, Phil. I know that today was not even close to what you envisioned, but let me ask you this: as you go into training this week and get ready to be back home next Saturday, do you want your players to have this sting for a little bit and then come in Saturday and play angry, maintain your composure, but just play angry?
I've got the most honest bunch of players you could ever ask for, and I don't think they don't need motivating. They are really hungry and highly motivated. I think they probably just need to keep training, repetition of movements, repetition of defending, repetition of becoming a team. We've put the team together in 3-4 weeks. Robert Taylor's only been with us for 4 or 5 sessions. Emerson Rodriguez has only had minimal time with us. Heron's been away on international duty. So we're still putting the team together, and there's going to be bumps in the road. But I expect Miles better, because I see Miles better in training. I see Miles better performances. I see better concentration. And that's where growing up really fast, this team has to do. And it's up to the senior players. I look at the senior players, look at Clement, Brett, Gonzalo, Gregory, Motta, Ariel. These are players that need to lead and need to keep the team compact on the pitch. So my challenge is to all the team now is to recover quickly, because we have to, because we're playing one of the best teams again next week in LFC, and we've got to bounce back and respond and get the right result.
Last question, Jose.
Thank you, Rafa. Phil, I wanted to ask you, about the strategy offensively, because you mentioned you were set in the first half with having a 3-man backline. But what was the tactic offensively, and why did you think that wouldn't work in the second half to help you get back into the game, since you changed into another formation? Thank you.
Well, I think when you're 2-0 down at half time, you have to change something. You can't just, you just can't. I don't think you just go out there and just do the same stuff, because I think we needed spark from someone. I needed to get more attacking players on the pitch. I needed to get Taylor, Campagna, Ariel, and Gonzalo on the pitch into a system that would work. That's why we went to a 4. I felt as if their switches of play were probably causing us a few problems. So that meant that nullified their switches of play. It meant that we were a little bit more compact. And I just wanted more attacking players, because I wanted to expose their back 4, which I thought we could do, and we did towards in the start of the second half. So that's why I think when you're 2-0 down, you can't just come out and just do the same, because I think you need a spark from somewhere, and getting attacking players on the pitch will always be my philosophy. And the third goal was a real killer, a mistake. We had possession of the ball, we had control of the game, and a mistake just puts us really with the game out of our reach. And at 3-1, then what we're asking for is just total composure to keep in the game, get to 70-80 minutes with still that scoreline, and you just never know. One goal and the crowd get nervous, but we showed naivety.
Thank you, Coach.
Okay, guys.